Good morning, Minnesota DFLers, and welcome to the DFL Daily. Richard Carlbaum here, chair of the Minnesota Democratic Farmer Labor Party. So great to be with you each and every morning at 10:45, giving you the message, the action, and the tools to take one more concrete step toward winning big in the 2026 midterm election this November. Before we get into today's topic, I want to address a topic I saw in the chat yesterday. So many of you have told us that you're ready to promote what DFLers want to do after we win in November. And that is a great thing. Our endorsed candidates have fantastic ideas and proposals. And I've got two actions you can take right now to get that information and get it out in your communities. First, one way that you can get at information is to sign up for a door knocking shift. You'll get campaign lit to give directly to voters. There's no better way to get that information out than through having a real one-on-one conversation. That builds trust, that builds connection, and that ultimately earns a vote. We'll put a link in the chat to sign up for a door knock right now, and I hope you can find a door knock in your area. If there's not a coordinated campaign door knock near you, we're going to drop links to our endorsed candidates' websites below in the chat. And there you'll find detailed proposals from candidates all up and down our ticket. Look for the priorities and issues pages. Some candidates have PDFs for you to download there as well. Ultimately, you know your communities best. I hope you use these resources to talk about the issues that are important to your neighbors. And you hear from your neighbors all the time, I'm sure. So this is an opportunity. These are tools for you. So please take a look at your candidates' policy priorities. Keep those questions coming and let us know what you're hearing out on the doors when you do get out there and door knock. With that said, we have a couple of upcoming events today that I want to highlight. At 5:30 p.m., you can check out the Brown County DFL Working Families Picnic in New Ulm, or there's also a neighborhood ice cream social in Andover. At 6 p.m., you can join the Working Families Picnic in Maple Grove with SD 37. And then at 6:30 p.m., there's a campaign office grand opening and ice cream social in Marshall. All these events and more can be found at dfl.org/events. All right, let's get into today's topic. We talk about this all the time. In fact, I just highlighted the need for us to door knock and talk to our neighbors. But every campaign win, every candidate on the ballot, every door knocked starts with an organizer. It's a community organizer, a field organizer, doing the often unglamorous work of putting themselves out there, building relationships, and bringing people together day after day. Today, we're going to honor somebody who, frankly, is my first boss in politics. In 2002, I got a job right here at the office at the DFL. I was an intern for Mike Kenner Kennedy. He passed away last year, and it was a devastating loss. Here's the thing about Mike Kennedy. He was the organizer's organizer. He believed in field organizing as much as anyone I've ever met in my life. And so to start my career in the DFL as a field intern for Mike, for Kenner, as we call him, was a great honor. And I learned a lot in 2002. Joining us today to talk more about that legacy and the second annual Kenner Award are Jackie Brewston and Gwenia Fiskeveld Gold. Thank you for joining us, Jackie and Gwenia. Welcome to the DFL Daily.
Thank you for having us.
Before the call, we were both talking about the fact that Kenner, he was my first boss. Was he your first boss as well, or one of your earlier bosses?
He's my first boss as well. Yeah.
I love that. Learned a lot from that guy. So as I mentioned, today this week is Kenner's 59th birthday. And it's exactly a year since we first launched this award to honor him. We now give the Kenner Award out at our annual fall event. We call it the Farmer Labor Picnic. And this fall, we're going to give that out for a second time for folks tuning in who may not have known him. Who was Kenner, and why did the DFL decide his legacy deserved its own award for organizers?
Yeah, absolutely. So for 22 years, Kenner led the Senate caucus campaign. He worked on a variety of campaigns before that, including issue campaigns, gubernatorial campaigns. He also worked at the Minnesota Senate. He was a student of Minnesota's political history, and he had a deep passion for electing Democrats up and down the ballot because he knew that who got elected matters and that it would improve people's lives. And he dedicated his entire career to improving the state of Minnesota, to building the DFL party, and to really investing in and supporting people around him. And in particular, he looked out for and lifted up his field organizers at every step of the way because he saw how important their work was and he valued it so deeply. Um, I like, Richard, how you said he was the organizer's organizer, right? He was an organizer through and through, no matter what role he held. So when he passed away, his family and friends came together to establish this fund and establish this award as a way of supporting organizers in the field who are doing this critical work today. And just I know he would have been so proud to be honoring organizers as his legacy. So appreciate it.
One of the unique things about this award, we give out the Mondale Award, the Humphrey Award, like a lot of really important awards named after, leaders from our state. One of the unique things about this award is it actually comes with a cash stipend. And part of that is to recognize that, like, when you are an entry-level field organizer, that's the lowest probably position paid in politics. And this award is meant by the friends and family to say, we see you, we want to recognize you, and we want to support you in making sure that you have more funds. Last September, we named Laura Asklin of AFSCME Council 5 as our first ever winner. What did that first year teach us about the kind of work this award is meant to recognize, and why did her story feel like the right way to kick this off?
Yeah, I think Laura's selection shows that this award, it's not about visibility or titles. It's about the quiet, consistent work of building trust and power for working people. Henner believed in organizing one conversation at a time, and Laura's nomination reflected exactly that. A reputation built through reliability and dedication and not self-promotion. And it showed us that the values we asked nominators to consider, champion working people, team mentality, mentorship, they aren't abstract and they show up in small, specific ways. Laura's nominator talked about how she was always willing to answer questions, share resources, and how she refused to gatekeep information from her members, and the importance of using your leadership to uplift the leadership of others. And that's what organizing actually looks like. And that's what the committee is looking for. And honestly, Laura's humility kind of made her the perfect person to start with. By her nominator's account, she'd probably be a little bit embarrassed to even be nominated, which felt fitting because Kenner would be a little embarrassed that there is an award named after him. So, he was never in this for the recognition. And so starting with someone who reflected that same kind of humility felt like the most honest way to kick this off.
I remember last year when we gave Laura the award at our farmer labor picnic, I could barely get her to come on stage. She just did not want to be in the spotlight. As soon as we handed it to her, she said thank you and left.
Amazing.
Nominations open again today. They're open through August 15th. Walk us through the process. Who should be nominating people? What makes someone eligible? How does this nomination process work?
Yeah, absolutely. So the award goes to one organizer per year, chosen via nomination. Anyone can nominate an organizer. The awardee must be employed as an organizer in the 2025 to 2026 campaign cycle for the DFL, a DFL campaign or caucus, or an organization that sits at the DFL table. And so to nominate an organizer that you feel deserves recognition, you can go to dfl.org/Kenner-award to fill out the form. And the deadline to submit nominations is August 15th. So be sure to get your nominations in by then. And then, as Richard mentioned, the award will be presented at the DFL's Farmer Labor Picnic in the fall. And if selected, the awardee will receive a $2,500 stipend, and their name will be on a plaque inside the DFL headquarters as well.
Absolutely. You just mentioned it, but along with this award comes real financial support made possible by the Mike Kennedy Memorial Fund. Why is it important for people to chip in there too, and where can folks go to do that? I think we have a link we can drop in the chat.
Yeah. As you mentioned, organizing is often thankless work and usually starts at the bottom of the pay scale. And so, yes, this is real financial support. And this fund has been entirely sustained by family, friends, and folks in the progressive community who believe organizers deserve to be seen and supported and not just thanked. And so every contribution, big or small, is what helps keep this award going year after year. And it's how we make sure the next Laura gets recognized too. And so if folks want to contribute, they can head to www.dfl.org/Mike Kennedy.
Awesome. As we kick off year 2, what do you two hope this award keeps building in Minnesota's organizing community over time? And what would you say to someone who's on the fence about nominating a fellow organizer?
Yeah, so Kenner was a big team player. He loved being on teams, whether that was broomball, hockey, in solidarity with our union partners, team legislature, team DFL, team Senate caucus. And if you were part of this DFL movement, he was on your team. And that meant he would do everything in his power to support you. He didn't need the credit. He always had your back. And he loved setting up the assist, right, to get you, to set you up to succeed and to score for the team, right? And so that was his superpower. And so would certainly encourage you all to think about people on your team and in your circle. Who is that person who lifts other people up in their organizing work? And that you can take a moment to lift them up by nominating them for this award. We hope this award will continue to kind of build that team building spirit that Kenner embodied and encourage organizers who love this work to stay in it, and will keep us all grounded in the organizing work that we all value so much. And so excited to see the nominations come through. I think a big takeaway from last year for me was just there were so many incredible nominations and stories and people really seeing each other and lifting each other up. And I came away very encouraged by that. And looking forward to being able to recognize an outstanding organizer this year and just being a champion for a team organizer this year. So really encourage folks to submit those nominations.
As I think about, go ahead, Gwendy.
It's your opportunity to, really, it is a very Kenner move to, nominate somebody and passing the puck to someone to be able to have them receive, recognition and kind of the honor. So that's a good way to sort of honor Kenner today, as well as Nick Golden.
When I think about Kenner, I think he had all these great loves in life, right? The Mankato State Mavericks, right? Where his alma mater, his team, the Simpsons, the Beach Boys, field organizing, broomball, hockey, definitely a team player. Awesome. Thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate all the work you two do to honor Kenner's legacy. I know that this is time out of your schedule, but it's time well spent because honoring organizers I can't think of a better way to remember Kenner. Thank you both.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
All right. What you just heard is the same thing Kenner believed in his whole life, that this work runs on people investing in each other. And that spirit, here's what we're asking everyone on this call to do today. Think of an organizer in your life doing that kind of work. Who is that? You should nominate them. They deserve recognition. These organizers are working their tails off to try to make sure people we elect in November are going to improve the lives of our citizens, of Minnesotans, of our neighbors. So head to dfl.org/Kenner-award to submit a nomination and share the link with your networks so we get nominations from every corner of the state. We'll put the link in the chat again. Let's keep honoring Kenner's legacy and tradition. Thank you, Kathy Olson, for pointing out that all of our candidates are door knocking right now, and they all need us out there knocking the doors with them. I had a conversation with Grant Hochschild yesterday, Senator Grant Hochschild. He spent 2 days in International Falls door knocking, and he said the conversations were the best he's ever had in that community. People are looking for real solutions to the problems they face, and that's what Democrats have to offer. So get out there on the doors. You'll be filled with hope. You'll be inspired, and it's well worth your time. Thank you, everybody, for being here today. We've got 117 days until the November 3rd midterm election. Let's go win this thing.